Alright, show y'all while we're out here in the shop. We're back on the LeMans today. We got that piece back from James right here that's going to fix our front core support. It's a little different than the panel that we made. He had trouble getting it into the bender with that little triangle piece right there. So we're going to have to try to add that back in here. I don't know if this one's actually going to work. When it's sitting in here, it's real funky. So I might have to make another little piece with this and go in there, kind of tack that in there somehow, but we'll see how that goes. But I got this to do to get put in. Remember, this is where it's replacing this front core support right here where it was rotted, where the battery goes. I'm gonna get it cleaned up. I got some Seymour rust converter. I got this, I think I got it off Amazon's where the wife ordered it for me. But it's supposed to go just spray right over the rust where you can't sand, and any kind of rust it's got, it's going to seal it and go black. That way you can, sand down, paint on it, whatever. But it will seal up the rust and then keep it from going any farther right here. So that's my goal for today, is to get this knocked down and rust receiver put on it, and then it'll dry. It takes, I think it said 24 hours for a complete cure. But then that piece goes in there like that. We got to do a little bit of trimming on it. Like I said, right here where this piece is, we're going to need that back for, a 16 gauge metal. I don't think it's going to flop around too much, but just to be on the safe side. But we got to do a little bit finessing with it. I need to trim it a little bit here and put the jack here, and then I think everything to line everything back up to my hole. So I think that's pretty good right there. Alright, well, you see I got some work to do. Let me get busy on this and getting this piece all cleaned up. Not here, but getting here cleaned up. And then, like I said, we'll probably need to take a jack and put right here and pick this piece up just a little bit. And I'll get a number from here to here off the other side, the passenger side, make sure I get it the correct height. And then it'll allow us to start getting all this put back together here. Alright, well, cool beans, you see I got some work to do. Alright, we got our first coat done here. I think it all looks pretty good. I got it all over to there, to the sides, all of this piece. I keep touching it. I'm being a little impatient here with it, but I need just to take my time. I'm gonna wait for my second coat. Like I said, I keep messing with it. I got this bushing in to go on and pull it up into place. I went ahead and like I said, I'm being impatient because I wanted to get this, but we got our new bushing in, and it, see right there, it's still tacky. I need to wait. But anywho, I got this pulled up in the place where I want it, where it's right here. I'm gonna quit touching stuff, but I need to lift right here just a little bit on this corner right there, and then I can start fitting that piece in place. So I'm gonna give it a minute. The wife's got the pot pie done, so I'm gonna go eat some chicken pot pie, and then I'm gonna come back out here. All right, I'll let y'all taters in a bit. All right, let me show y'all my fitment so far. I've trimmed off the length of it, off the width of it here a little bit. I've gotten this side trimmed down to where it fits, and I cut off the excess we had. I was going to bend this down and then try to line up the holes, but there wasn't enough to bend, so it would have been just half holes. So I decided to cut it off. But I got, like I said, a real good fitment going. I've rubbed off some of the paint because I haven't did my second coat. So, but you can see there, I've got it fitting pretty good. Up at the top here, I got a little bit of a shadow where I can stick my finger right here. But you see that fitment though. I mean, that right there, that looks good. See, it's nice even with the front. I've got the side nice and flush all the way down. The top right here was my main looking at, but what I was looking at is if I cut it down, because it sticks up just a little bit past right here, but it's not touching anyways. So but I don't have a whole lot right here, you know, to do with. I'm going to put seam sealer behind this in here, so that way, because there's nothing back here, right? I don't want to cut none of this out and then weld it in place, since this is thin anyway. So I'm just going to put it over the top of, take some seam sealer and put all around these joints and areas. That way no road debris or anything can get in behind this panel anymore. And I'm going to rivet it in place, I think, instead of weld it. Yeah, I believe that's what I'm going to do. But anyways, I like what I got going. And I've gotten this little piece here. I don't, like I said earlier, this little triangle piece, I can't, you know, get it in there like I like, because of how this is. And when you bend it and cut that little, nip that little piece off. And anyways, I was working up this piece here. This is what I got figured out now. See, I'm gonna go in there like that, cut that off, and then you can tack it in right there, just a few, and then back here as well. You know, you'll be able to tack on this side the way it's lapped. And then, I know it's hard to see with my way I'm doing it, I'm completely sorry, but that's what I come up with right there. So I'll talk to James. He's going to come over tomorrow. We're going to get everything that I'm working on today. I'm trying to get all of our pieces, everything cut and ready for when he gets here. It's like, this is our replacement already for the bottom of the here. Hang on a second. Okay, so we made this, and I cut everything off to fit. So this goes right there. So we're going to tack that on, and then that repairs. This will repair the inner fender, because this was the only spot that was rotted away on this fender, and it's was 80 bucks. So besides buying it, we're just going to try to, we are going to repair it. So going to tack this into here, which is what this was originally here. That's what's left of that piece right there. So goes like so, and it went like that. Yeah, like that right there. They line up better, which I think it's this way. Yeah, that way, that way. Yeah, okay, there we go. Like that. So cool beans. There's that piece. We'll have this piece ready. I'm going to get this cleaned up and ready. I need to make a Harbor Freight run. We need some magnets. That way we can hold this and space this properly. I don't have those, so we're going to go get those. And I'm going to get this prepped, this finished, and this. I need another coat on all of this under here. So once I get that piece, see, I'm talking faster than my brain's working faster than my mouth is going. So I got to get that piece finished and then get me another second coat on all of this. That way that's real good and treated, and so everything will be ready for tomorrow. All right, cool beans. Let me get back to work. All right, well, there's our second and last coat on there. I went pretty heavy on that, the front and back side. So I sprayed all up in behind here. There I could. So there we sit. So I'm gonna let it be. I can't keep messing with it because I keep wiping it off every time I put my piece back up there. So I'm done. So I got this here. I think what I'm going to do tomorrow when James gets here, I'm just going to leave this like this, and you know, I'm going to hold it in place right there while he tacks it in. That way it's easier to weld up and give a little hold, and I can take the cutoff wheel and just, that'd be no problem to cut that off. It'd be easier. I can help him hold it in there and for the weld, in my mind. If not, then I already got marks. It won't take me just a second to cut that right there. So we got that piece done. This piece is ready to go on here, and that's really it. And then we'll see if he feels like messing with that halo on the Mustang. So we got two little things on this car. This was the main thing, getting this finished up, trying to get the fender back on it and get this thing back up, because that's where the battery's set. So I get this fender back on, I can get the car cranked back up. So all right, well, cool beans. All right, I'm going in. I'm gonna let that dry. I'll show y'all where we're at right now. I got James is over here. He's got this all tacked in place. I'm gonna cut all of this off. He's over tacking up the fender, so I'm getting this ready to finish on the weld up. All right, we just got this panel welded up. Got a little grinding done on it. James did a great job on that right there, man. All of these pieces has turned out nice. I'm gonna get a little flappy wheel and clean this up just a tad bit more. And then I got to go get some paint. I forgot to get paint while I was out yesterday, so but I got to get paint and a grinding wheel or sanding wheel and clean this up right here, which is beautiful. You can tell that there's what the back looks like right there, which I'm not really, this is hidden, so we're going to leave that like that right there. But oh, don't scratch it, but that is perfect repair. Here is the other piece again. So I got the grind on it the best I could. Which again, man, I can't thank James enough, man. It's good to have friends. So I got this repainted, the whole fenders, put another whole coat on it. I'm gonna put one more on the fender right here just to make sure it's real good. I got the back side of this piece done, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in place, and then I'll do the front of this once it's in place. Alright, well, cool beans. You see where I'm at. Let me get back busy. Alright, this has got all seam sealer in it and squished down. I took some self tappers and just screwed it in place, and it's held pretty well, so I think I'm happy with that right there. Time everything's dries and locks it together, it ain't going nowhere. So I think I'm just going to go just like that. Alright, well, cool beans. Let me get this painted to see where we're at. Alright, so there's my last coat on there, all the way down. I think it looks great. You'd really have to look to see all this lines. Everything else blends in perfect. Like I said, if I cut that off right there, if I would have cut this off to hide that line, it wouldn't have gave me that much up there, so I'm not worried about it. I like it. The inner fender is going to come all the way. It starts arching up through here anyway, so you're not going to see this piece anyways, because the inner fender is going to come cover up all of it, really. Alright, well, cool beans. Let me get this fender in. Alright, there's that repair. Like I said, you can't even see that panel down there. With the battery box in, covers everything up, so when you're looking down in here, you're never going to see what we did. So that, I think that looks gravy right there, man. And I'm missing 4 bolts. Me and Dad are looking for some now, but there's, I know you can't see with a tire, but let's see if I can get y'all in there. Boom, right there. There's the repair job we did. The fender looks great. It is attached perfect, and look at it. No more rattle to my front, because all of this was loose. This all wasn't bolted down right here. I got all of this bolted back in place. I have to work on my gap. I got it even here, but as you see, it goes up. It gets a little wider, but that's in the doors as well. But I think it's pretty good, because I can't shift this any farther, but I could probably shift that back and work out my gap. But I've opened the door. It doesn't rub. It's smooth. It's fit right here, so it lines up here. All of this is the same height up to here. It's just right here where the gap gets big, but it's been that way for years. So I mean, standing here looking down it, I mean, it looks good to me anyway. So, but I'm really pleased with how this all turned out under here. It looks amazing to me. Like I said, all of that, it looks like we got new fenders in both sides, so that's gravy. Right, it's late out here in the shop, so as you can tell, it's getting dark. Me and the Poot Poot's been out here getting it, so this is a long video, I know, but I hope y'all enjoy, and I'll holler at y'all taters later.